proud skill worker. Today we have an opportunity to interview Phillip, a United States Army veteran, and Michael, a United States Marine Corps veteran. What we're going to talk about today is the Great Resignation, or the Big Quit. We're seeing people leave their jobs in droves as unemployment rate is ridiculously low and open jobs are all over. Both of these individuals are perfecting their craft in the maintenance division. Michael is perfecting the automotive industry while Phillip works tediously in the industrial maintenance field. We're going to jump right in. We got a couple questions we want to ask them, and we really want to hear from the ground floor of these maintenance divisions. So first up, guys, why are people leaving companies?
I think it's more of the lack of respect. It seems like there's, with not so much the employees, but a lot of companies, I think, are lacking, the ambition, to try to keep people. It seems to me that they have their motivation is, I really don't care if you're here or not because I have somebody else that can fill your spot. All I have to do is just make a phone call. There's no wanting to keep people. They talk like, we're going to accommodate these mechanics, we're going to accommodate these employees, but at the first chance they get, it's like, okay, we'll see you go because we're not going to do it this way. We'll find somebody else that will do your job and cheaper, for better, for whatever it is. It's they have no motivation to keep anybody, and that's my belief from places I've been.
I agree with him. I feel like money is a big part of it. Everybody's always wanting more money. I mean, billionaires are out there still working, but respect is one big one. Like, people think that they can just treat them however, and it's not how it is. You're not a number to them. You can easily go with Skillwork and find another job if they're not treating you right. Mm. And just treat people as you want to be treated, and you'll keep the guys that will do a good job.
Right. Yeah, I think one of the things I want to understand most, and that everybody here is kind of looking for, is what are people looking for in that perfect opportunity? So if you guys can kind of pour into, hey, if I showed up day to day, this would be the perfect opportunity for me, what would that be?
I'd have to say that to be able to do our job. Right now it's hard because with the economy the way it is, it's hard to find the parts, and we're always having to manipulate things to make them work. And it's like the company sits there and thinks that maintenance is just sit there with nothing else to do but just get by with what you can instead of trying to fix it. But they don't understand that it's hard to find the stuff to fix what we need to fix.
Okay.
And a lot of that stress and a lot of that it just comes back on maintenance for some reason. It's like it's always the maintenance fault, and that's not the way it is.
Yeah.
Right now, in the current job that I'm working, I love it. I look forward to going to work in the morning. The money, I mean, I get by with what I get. I'm not going to say a certain amount, but I don't complain about it. I just do my job. If we run out of a bolt, like right now, we ran out of bolts and I got to cut them down, grind them off. I mean, I'm there to work. I'll make it work if I have to. If we can, we build something together or just anyways, but I love it. Just got to find something you love to do. Like, I love working on cars. Mm-hmm. But when I get off work, I don't want to work on my car anymore because I just spent all 9 hours doing it over there. But still, I mean, it needs to get done. But I love what I do now. I just go to work. I mean, the supervision, I think I've been trusted enough where I don't need to be eagle-eyed over all the time. I mean, yeah, we have 1 and 2 guys that look at me, whatever, but I'm doing my job. I know I'm doing it good. I don't like the feeling of being watched. If I have to come in late, I just text the boss, be like, I'm coming in a couple minutes late, truck need to warm up a little more. Right. And they are fine with that. If you're a good employee, they'll be cool with it. You can't be too complacent and get away with every single thing being on the phone all day, like people hiding in the truck and being on their phone. But if you just respect the job, respect the worker, you're there to work for them. Yes, they could find somebody else, but is it going to be as skilled as you? You never know, but just got to not love what you do, but be willing to do it good. And if you feel like you can, it's time to find a different trade.
Right. Yeah, I think, for what I heard is you don't have to love what you do, but you got to at least care about why you're doing it.
Yeah.
So that's definitely important. You brought up something I want to touch on is, you can find somebody else to do it, but the skills won't be there. Mm-hmm. Do you guys feel like in this season, in this economy, in the climate we're in, your guys' skills are more desired now than they've ever been?
I'd say that's a yes and no.
Okay.
I mean, there's companies out there, like the one I work for now. They take their mechanics and they take mechanics that don't have really any mechanical skills, and they send them to school. They pay for their school, so they have this. And, that's one of the things that they call them apprentices. That's one of the things that the apprentices like, because they get to learn new skills. They get to learn new trades, and the company has enough respect for them, to keep them there.
Yeah.
Here's what we're going to offer you. If you want to stay here with this position, we're going to give you this, and I think that's what a lot of it is. And then on the other side of it, I've been in companies that, it's like we said, you're just a number. We have somebody else that can take your spot. You're here to get paid to do this job, whether, you have the stuff to do it, whether you have the skills to do it. If you don't want to do it, we'll find somebody else that will do it. And it just, the high turnover rate in those companies it's ridiculous. I was at a company for 7 years. I was a lead mechanic and then a maintenance supervisor. And it got to the point that you couldn't even keep people there. I'd come to work and I had anywhere from my normal crew, 4 men, anywhere to 20. But you come to work and there might be 10 new people you never even seen before. Never even got the chance to interview them, never got a chance to talk to them. They just brought them in and says, here, teach them.
50% of your crew just show up.
Yeah, and and that company that's what it was like. They wanted to talk about retention, but the company didn't want to back the retention. Right. And it was hard for everybody because, it's just more work if you don't have the skills. It just makes it hard on the people that do have the skills because they're the ones that have to be the one making up the difference.
Yeah. Definitely. I think, as you said, respect and culture go a long ways. If you're constantly being pushed down upon from the top, pushed down to achieve, but not given any tools or any ability or any support to achieve that, I think it makes it a little defeating to go to work. And then, Michael, as you described, that care will erode real quick. It turns into, well, this is just a place I show up.
Why be
I
here?
get disrespected. I'm the only guy who's doing what I need to do. They keep bringing in people who aren't ready. So I think that leans to that. Why are people leaving? It's the respect, it's the care, it's skills. But we'll circle back on that. But this idea of apprenticeship programs and certifications and developing young maintenance technicians, I want to hit on that a little more. So think through some stuff that some programs you know of, because there's definitely some really good ones out there. But we need to do a better job of spreading that. As people walk back away from 4-year degrees and into trade schools, we need to give everybody the opportunity. So, Michael, what about yourself in the industry you're in with your skills? Do you feel like what you have and what you're able to give people is desired right now?
I feel like the attitude is you can train anybody to do anything, but I think if you have the willingness to learn and you're willing to be there every day, work your butt off every day, and just be willing to learn, and if the old guy wants to teach you stuff, you learn from him. Like right now, I'm 23. I trained a guy who was 30, late 30s. And, sometimes he gives me backlash because I'm younger than him. And he feels like he knows it and he guarantees this. But then it turns out I was right. Even in the military, too, I trained guys 18, 19. I was 20. I'm not much different, but my mentality is a lot different than the younger guys. I don't go out partying. I have a daughter. I'm married already. As long as you have the willingness to learn, the willingness to take the criticism, I think you'll go a long way.
Okay. What for both of you guys are both current skill workers, currently deployed with Skillwork. What is it that you guys feel Skillwork is doing different from your previous employers or from your previous past experience that led you guys to want to be a part of this? This is an uncomfortable event, guys. We all know what we're doing here. But you guys were adamant and you guys were willing to be a part of this and speak into this. So what is it that Skillwork's doing different that makes you guys feel willing to do this?
I can say this with my whole heart, and not because Skillwork's my employer. Skillwork cares about their people, and they go out of their way. I know my recruiter, he goes out of his way whenever I ask him, even if it's off hours or off topic about the job, about my truck being stolen. And then they within the company, they went and helped me look for it. And, they care about the people. I don't even know how they're making money because with what I'm bringing in, I don't know how you guys are doing it, but you guys are doing a great job, whatever you guys are doing, getting people in and getting them where they need to be.
Appreciate that. Yeah, no, it's definitely, that's a huge concern for us, is being able to show everybody in the industry, we're here. You're not a number. You're not a cog in a machine. Mm-hmm. You are the thing. You are what's driving the force for us. So definitely great to hear that you're being serviced all hours of the day. You have everything you need, and you feel respected and valued. I appreciate that.
I agree completely with. From the day I started here, no matter if I was 1,100 miles away, 600 miles away, an hour and a half away, whatever, it didn't matter. I mean, somebody was always there constantly, messaging, hey, you need anything? I know you're a long way from home. Can we help you out with this? Can we help you out with that? And there was times, that, things do happen, like car broke down, and we had to spend a bunch of money to get the car fixed or whatever it was. And you guys was right there saying, hey, you know what? Don't worry about it. We'll get your hotel fees for the next 2 weeks or whatever, mm-hmm. get you back on your feet, and it's not just that. You guys look out for the people that work for you, and it's not so much, we're your employer, here's what this is, here's what's going to happen. It's more like, how can we make your day better? And you guys have always been there. And I think that's one thing that a lot of companies need to understand. You're going to keep the retention, you're going to keep the people if you give them that opportunity to know that they're actually cared for.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. It's definitely, it's an honor and a service for everybody in this building to serve the skilled labor industry and to serve the skilled labor market. I know that I've been a part of a lot of these stories, and hearing what you guys just described it's a blessing for us internally. Definitely something we appreciate hearing. Last piece I want to understand is what led you guys to Skillwork? Like, what led you here? What was the last moment where you went, I'm out, I'm looking for a new job, and what led you to start looking for a company like Skillwork?
Honestly, I didn't even know a place like this even existed. I was the type of guy that, I worked at that place for 7 years, and I got burnt out with the way they was treating people, mm-hmm. and then in the ungodly hours, they just forced you to work for nothing extra, no incentives, nothing, and then I had the opportunity to move to Laredo, Texas, to work for this produce company as a maintenance lead mechanic, and and I'm like, man, that's 1,100 miles away, but it's a change of pace, it's a change of scenery, it's a change of this, whatever it was, and I never even knew these recruitment companies even existed. And I went to this place in Laredo, Texas to work, and it was not cut out to what it was supposed to be. It wasn't nothing in what they said it was going to be. Then I'm sitting there going, man, I wish I could just get back home and just go back to where I was at and do this, do that, and whatever it was. And then I had my resume on Indeed, and Todd calls me. He says, hey, I just saw your resume on Indeed. How would you like to go to work for us for traveling with incentives, with different companies? And I thought, that might be all right. So that's pretty much how I come to here, and I've loved it every minute since.
Good. Happened to be all right.
Yeah, be all right.
Yeah, I was just getting out of the military in June, and I started with Skillwork late June. I had a thing on Indeed. They contacted me. I went through. I was also, once I got out of the military, I attended a wind turbine or cell phone tower technician course, mm-hmm. and I got low voltage certified and high climb certified. But I don't like the heights, so I'm not going to do that again. But I called my recruiter, and it just went from there. I felt like I was bugging him every single day. Is there any news? Is there any news? And eventually one day, yep, you got the green light. Oh, cool. And then I'm parking my car. My wife and daughter will be in the next flight. But Skillwork has been a great blessing to me and my family. And I don't look to switch companies anytime soon.
That's great. Yeah, one of the things that Skillwork is going to focus on really heavily, and I'll ask both of you guys in this, in the coming years, is assisting veterans in the transition phase. I myself am a Marine Corps veteran who really struggled when I got out of the Marine Corps because there just felt like there was no support system. It's, hey, we have your support all the years you're in, and then the next day that kind of crumbles and falls away from you. So, Michael and then Phillip, I want you maybe to think back on how valuable would it have been to have a company like Skillwork who can take you in, kind of expose you to a wide variety of jobs and roles and companies on a try before you buy basis, and kind of move around and really keep exploring your passions outside of the military. So do you feel like that's an avenue military veterans should be looking at, is through Skillwork and really understanding that
100%.
process?
100%. I know guys who have taken their own life because they don't know what they're going to do when they get out. And that's one point I was going to say. I feel like reach out to there's a academic center on each base, or even you call the CO of a unit. They're always looking to help their guys out, and if they're not, I mean, they're doing wrong. But I've lost some friends to that, and I was not thinking of that, but I was also scared because I just had my daughter. Married, I'm not going to have a source of income. I need to buy milk. I need to buy food for the baby. And I mean, I can live off top ramen, but she can't. So I feel like if they could give those guys a first chance at experiencing life and a new career, instead of giving, like, there's always people they're giving second chances to, but some people haven't even had their first chance.
Right.
People who've served the country. I didn't go on a combat tour, but some guys who have, and they are struggling on the side of the road, just worried, and they don't even know what's going to happen after the next month they have left in the military. And sometimes their leadership fails them, and they send them to the wolves right when they get off, and they don't even have money to put gas in their car to drive home, or they go home and they start doing ABCD drugs. It's just a sad reality, but that's the truth of it. And I feel like Skillwork, if they were able to, or if the base was willing to accept, this is for the guys, this is for the skilled workers, because there's all kind of maintainers out there and computer wizards out there, and there's tons of people getting out pretty much every day in the military, and I know people are looking for jobs, and those guys, if you give them the right respect that they want, that they didn't get in the military, they'll do great in the industry. Any industry.
For sure.
I agree. When I got out of the military, it was 1999, so a lot's changed since.
Just yesterday.
Yeah, it was just yesterday. But I have friends that just got out of the military, or still currently in the military, and sometimes when I'm talking to them, it's like they don't have that sense of purpose. They're like, oh my, what happens when I get out? What am I going to do? I was like, there's jobs out there. What do you want to do? Well, that's it. I don't know, because I've been doing this for so long. I don't know what else is out there. I don't know what I can do to, feel a part of something. And I think that's where Skillworks, tries their best to give everybody a sense of purpose and try to be there to, help people adjust to the new life. And I think I know Skillworks focuses a lot on just veterans, and that's to give somebody a sense of belonging and say, you know what, Skillwork is my family. Skillwork's always there for me. Skillwork is my friend. It's giving me a place where I belong. And I think that's a good thing that a lot of companies don't have. They don't even try to have. So, I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely a big push for us. A veteran-owned company, we have probably 30% of our current staff are veterans. It's a huge push for us to bring more into the fold. Because, Michael, you said it best. That attitude, that demeanor, the way that the veterans carry themselves can fit into any industry if you just give people a chance.
And safety first is always with those guys. Sure. That's hammered into their brains about safety. And you have your mix-ups one or two, or maybe three times for some guys. But I know safety is always number one priority for those guys. And they're looking forward to going back home, because some of them have families, some of them single. They just want to go hang out with their friends. But still, priorities are to be safe at work. And every Friday, safety brief. And you went through those too.
Oh, yeah.
And when I first started here, I thought there was going to be, there's no talk on Friday or nothing. It was just hard trying to get back into the routine of regular stuff. But yeah.
So my last question is, if you guys could say one thing to a hiring manager or a retention team, to an individual, to help them keep more people on the floor, to stop this quit, to stop this great resignation period that we're in, what would that one thing be? If you could say one thing to them.
Stop and listen to your employees. Don't say, okay, I'll listen to what you have to say, but then just ignore everything that was said. If you're allowing somebody to express their feelings and say what they need to say, or to try to improve things, or this is where we're wrong, this is what we're doing, take that into account. think about, is this the only employee that's saying this?
Yeah.
Maybe I need to go talk to another one, or go talk to another one, instead of going, you know what, forget it, that you're not saying what I want to hear. And that's where I think that a lot of them would keep more if they would actually get involved with actually wanting to keep the people.
Yeah.
I agree with him, but I would also say, like, don't treat your employees like they're animals. You can just find another one, throw this one away. Because my mentality of it is, no one's gonna talk to me like that. No one's gonna see, like, I don't know how to explain it, but no one's gonna talk to my daughter's dad, meaning myself, like that. And no one's gonna see me get pushed to the ground. I stand up for myself, and just gotta remember that these are grown men you're working with, or women, and they have kids looking for them. They're somebody's son or daughter. Have respect for people, and you'll thrive in your business.
Yep. Have respect for people, I think, definitely is the kind of common thread that you both have had today is have respect for people. And that goes a long ways. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you guys taking time to tune into The Proud Skill Worker. Tune in next week. We got another great one.